Hey guys, I'm going out with family for coffee today and I just wanted to do a really easy, quick makeup look. My last video was very chatty and I feel like people maybe want just a very to the point makeup video because I haven't done one in a while. So yeah, let's get into it. I literally think the last time I plucked my eyebrows was about 3 weeks ago. I did a really good job of growing them out and then I over plucked them. I just get a bit carried away sometimes. I'm just going to pop on some Vive Bounce Balm whilst I'm doing the rest of my makeup. My lips are staked, as they always are. They've been like this for maybe even years, maybe not just months. I'm going to start with my brows before I put anything on my skin. So I'm going in with the NYX Thick It Stick It in Espresso. And I know it's not really in at the moment, but I still love a fluffy brow. And just to fill out my brows a bit, I'm going in with the NYX Lift and Snatch, also in Espresso. I don't know if this one's dried out, I haven't used it for a while. Oh no. God, I think that's the most I've got out of it in ages. Might have overdone it there. If we're going too heavy-handed with it, it starts to look a bit unnatural. Mobile calling me. Don't know who that is. Why does this look so dark all of a sudden? I don't remember it ever looking this dark when I've used it before. I usually use that one for a natural look and it's not giving me that today. I'm just going to go back in with the NYX Thick It Stick It just to go over the areas where I just had to wipe. That's the brows done. Now to prime my skin, I'm just using the Vive Skin Nova. I don't really want too much on my skin today, so I don't think I'll be going in with any skin tint or foundation. I may just use a small amount of concealer. My goodness, is there even anything left in this? Oh yeah. I know, so make sure I've got some on my neck as well, so that there isn't a really harsh line here. And the redness, I get this every time I try to apply something to my face. Anytime I touch my face, it will go down. Get that off my hands. Ugh, I hate the feeling of anything on my hands. I'm going to try this Vive 121 blush and bronze brush. Haven't used this one before. And I'm going in with the Fenty Cheeks Out cream bronzer in Macchiato. Just a small amount because I think this might be slightly too dark for me coming out of winter. This brush is actually really good, although it looks quite dense. When you apply the product, it's actually quite soft and fluffy in a way, so it helps to disperse the product without really packing it on. You could actually squeeze it together like this and get a really defined line if you wanted to. I should have clipped my bangs back really, they're really getting on my nerves. But here we are. I just wanted a hint of sun-kissed, and that's what I've got. Now I'm going in with the Fenty Cheeks Out cream blush in Petal Poppin'. This looks disgusting, but this is my favourite one for like an everyday look. It gives me the same sort of colour as if I was to naturally blush. And lately I've been liking putting my blush up quite high. Just noticed I've got a bunch of Skin Nova stuck to the side of my nose. Now I'm going in with the L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer. I'm not sure if this is the same one as the previous L'Oreal True Match one I was using. I think they may have two versions, but before I was using the one that's in the slimmer, much slimmer container with like a squoval lid. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Square with like rounded corners. This one's much bigger. And I looked at it and I thought, what's actually different? Because the other one is also a hyaluronic acid serum one. But I think maybe the coverage is slightly different or something. But anyway, this is shade 1N Light. I'm going to start with a small amount because I don't know what the coverage is like on this. I'll actually use a brush for this. I've got a concealer brush with me. I actually think this might be a bit too light for me, but we're there now. Let me start with my finger. To set that, I might actually use the Maybelline Hybrid Powder Foundation because it's slightly darker and I think it would take the edge off, because this is just looking a bit insane, to be honest. I've never used it to set my under eyes, but we'll give it a go. I already don't like how it's looking. I don't know if you can see, it's really breaking up. Not so bad on that eye, but here it's really breaking up, which I'm surprised about because normally L'Oreal serum concealers are really hydrating and lightweight and they don't tend to do that, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I think I'm going to have to remove it. I don't like the look of it. I'm just going to go back in with the brush that I used for my bronzer and blusher just to make sure I don't have any weird patchiness where I've just removed that concealer. My eyes are actually really irritated at the moment. I have a lot of allergies. Pollen season's just started, and also my sister's cat, I'm really allergic. And all the antihistamines I've been taking basically will only work up to a certain point for a certain amount of time, and so the symptoms have started to come back. And my eyes are feeling quite irritated now. I shouldn't have really put anything on them to start with, so I think I'm just going to leave my skin now. I'm not going to put any concealer or foundation on. I'm not going to bother with any powder. If I want to take some shine out of my skin after I've set it with setting spray, then I will do so. But at the moment, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm not wanting this makeup to last like 16 hours anyway, so I think it will be fine. I forgot to say, this is the Essence Fix and Last 18-hour long-lasting fixing spray. Okay, but now we're going in with the Sky High mascara from Maybelline in Cosmic Black. Actually, remembered, I'm going to curl my lashes first. I literally only remember to do this about 1 in 10 times that I do my makeup. Just got my skin. Have a clean up here. Some of my brow stuff has come off. Actually, let me use a spoolie because I've already used setting spray. I've got a bit of mascara on my skin, but I'll wait for it to dry and use the spoolie again to avoid messing up the rest of my makeup. I say that as if there's a lot to mess up when I barely put anything on, but you know what I mean. I love this mascara. You can build it up as well if you wanted more like of a thick, voluminous look, but obviously this is just an everyday thing. And I also don't want to irritate my eyes by adding more and more product, or by having to, like, you know, rub them any more than is necessary. Just take the lip balm off. Also, that mascara should be dry now, so. For my lips, I have the Maybelline Lifter Liner in On It and the Superstay Ink Crayon in Lead the Way. These are really good, actually, if you wanted to buy like a lip liner lipstick hybrid, because they kind of do both. The On It liner is a lot cooler tone, so I'll use that to like contour line my lips. And then this is more of like my lips but better colour, so I'll fill them in with that. Hopefully blend the two together. That could probably do with sharpening. BRB. Lovely. Some bits on the end, we don't want that. I kind of lay the pencil flat when I'm applying it because it helps to blend it inwards rather than doing like just a really thin line on the outside. As I'm lining my lips, the pencil rests against my lips, so I get a bit more of a natural blend. So that's the On It liner on its own. And then if it looks like the liner has kind of disappeared in the blending process, like just here, I'll go in and redefine. It's also good to have some extra definition sort of at the cupid's bow and at the bottom here anyway. It makes your lips look fuller. Got a bit carried away here on the edge. Actually, no, it's just where I've got like a sore lip. Lovely. Normally I would go in with the gloss over the top because I love gloss, especially to give like the extra juiciness and to make my lips look plumper. But because I'm going for coffee and these two should last fairly long, I might have to reapply a little bit after, but they should stay on for quite a while because they kind of dry down. I don't want to mess that up by putting a gloss on and then it ends up all over my face and all over my teeth and everything. I think I'm just going to use a small amount of the Charlotte Tilbury powder to de-shine a little bit. And I do get shiny throughout the day in my T-zone, so just to make sure we're not going to end up OTT. What is going on here? Am I having any reaction to something? And I'll just put some here to make sure that Skin Nova that I put on doesn't rub off onto anything. Looks like I've got a slight gap here, so I'm just going to fill in that a little bit more. I'm just wearing casual clothes today, so I've just got some leggings and a long jumper on. It's just coffee. And I also haven't had a lot of energy recently, so I'm not looking to do jewellery and everything. I'm also seeing my baby nephew later, so I don't want to be wearing like a lot of jewellery or perfume or anything, because I think newborn babies don't want to be smelling all of that, you know, or jewellery getting in the way. But I do need to sort my hair out because I can't have it just like that. My hair has been so frizzy lately. I think it's where you can see here from this point downwards, from about 5 inches from my root down, where I've had bleach. The hair dye gradually leaches out of there. I am overdue to dye it again, but it's just so dry, it's like frickin' straw. I think that's my sign never to bleach my hair again. It's great at the time, but it just gets so dry and straw-like. And the condition of it is so bad, like you can literally see where my hair starts growing out, that it's in such better condition. Actually, I'm going to just try and put my part in the middle. Use this. I don't know where my comb is. Oh, look at the number of greys. So it's getting out of control. I've actually been going grey for a long time. I've had a few here and there for a long time, but I've just noticed recently that I'm getting more and more along my part in there and on my crown especially. And because I've got such dark hair naturally, it's not really very easy to hide them unless I paid for like a really blended kind of style. Or I went completely blonde, which doesn't suit me. Going for like a blended style with loads of different highlights and stuff costs an absolute fortune, and I just box dye my hair at home, or I get my sister to help me with it, and I just do that every like 2 months. I should do it more often so you can't see the greys. I'm just going to wear a claw clip today because it's the easiest thing to do whilst still looking like you're kind of put together, if you get what I mean, with little effort. So I always part my hair for this because, well, I've been trying to do that more recently because otherwise it just looks like you've got like a weird slick back and you can't see any of your hair. And I really like these huge ones. I've got some smaller ones, but I find, especially if I'm going out and I move around a little bit, my hair starts to pull out of it at the bottom. I really hate the feeling of like my hair, like random strands of hair around my neck. Ugh. So I've gone back to using these now that my hair's a bit longer. Can literally grip from the very bottom right down here. And then I just arrange it however I like, just so that there's some hair on both sides. And then my bangs just come out like this. Oh, we've got a long bit there. Damn it. Start that again. Okay guys, this is the finished look. This is an easy, everyday, no base look. Maybe when I don't really feel like having anything on my skin or my skin's irritated or whatever, or literally if you've just got like 5 to 10 minutes, this is what I'd focus on. Brows, mascara, lips, and then if you've got a little bit of time, maybe shove some blush or some bronzer on. Creams are easier when you're in a rush because they blend out so easily. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.